Dan Hooker talks about his fight with Justin Gaethje and says he doesn't completely rule out the possibility of Justin using his wrestling skills and trying to take him down. This fan-favorite banger will take place on March 8th, serving as the co-main event for another exciting clash, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. How Justin will look in his first performance following the knockout loss to Max Holloway is one of the main questions here. While nobody doubts his ability to make entertaining fights, a devastating KO like the one he suffered can affect endurance and weaken one's ability to absorb damage. And damage is something that we're guaranteed to see when he and Hooker get locked inside of the octagon. The Kiwi is on a 3-fight winning streak and looking to get the biggest win on his resume. So aside from a dynamic striking battle, we will get another player at the top of the lightweight division, whoever comes out on top. In his latest interview, Dan previewed the fight and said he doesn't rule out the possibility of Gaethje trying to wrestle him.
Or do you think we'll see a different version of Justin Gaethje? Maybe tries to utilize, I don't know, his wrestling and surprise everybody. Imagine that. Imagine you're the guy that he does that against.
How long's a piece of string, mate? It's as long. Anything could happen. It's a mixed martial arts fight, and yeah, his skill is often underestimated by a lot of fans, which I feel like as is mine. It's more like I know full well that it's two fighters that in there that are either going to win or they're going to guard on the shield. They're going to die trying. There's two fighters that step in there prepared to die and have accepted that and who are at peace with that. That's why the fans are so excited for this fight. That's why I'm excited for this fight.
Merab Dvalishvili's coach, Ray Longo, explains the secret behind the champion's incredible cardio. Endurance and high pace has been the Georgian's most important weapon in his professional career, and with each fight, he doesn't fail to amaze fans with his ability to maintain a high-intensity output for the whole duration of the contest, gradually exhausting his opponents with pressure and countless takedown attempts, some of which he uses to set up his strikes, while some to simply take them down and drain their energy further. One thing he also likes to do is to not sit down on the stool in between rounds. This creates a certain visual that emphasizes the disparity in his and his opponent's gas tank, who is often sitting across the cage, with a look on his face that signals extreme fatigue. So, is it just genetic, or hard work, or a mix of both? According to his coach, there is a more interesting answer to this question. In a conversation with Anthony Smith, Ray Longo shared his thoughts on Merab's cardio and what makes it so strong.
Since day one, Anthony, he was always, he'd do an hour on the treadmill after everybody was leaving the gym. He is that guy. It's a cliche, first guy in, last guy out. He's always doing it. So he's been doing this forever. It's not anybody you ask him, anybody from 15 years ago, 12 years, whatever it is, that guy was always crazy. I mean, if Aljo was getting ready for a fight and he had to spar him, Merab would be in there doing 3 rounds before Aljo even got in there. And I remember Aljo going to me one day, is he fucking with me right now? Like, he's doing 3 rounds. Like, I'm the champ. Hey, it's crazy. That's who he is. He loves what he's doing. So when you take genetics, you work hard at your cardio, and here's the key factor. You love what you do, and you're not going to get stressed out no matter what. It makes for superhuman cardio. You could be a marathon runner, right? He's not lasting around. So his cardio is good, but he's stressing out. He doesn't like to get hit. Oh, I'm afraid of this. I look bad in the crowd. The guy starts short-circuiting themselves. He's not that guy. And he's got the chops to back it up.
Israel Adesanya previews his fight against Nasruddin Imavov, assesses his opponent's skill set and the level of threat that he poses. This fight kind of came out of nowhere, and it's safe to say not many people expected to see these two get matched up before the bout was officially announced. Israel has headlined most of his fights in the UFC, with all of them being championship fights. In his last one, he lost to Dricus du Plessis, trying to recapture his middleweight championship belt. Before that, he lost to Sean Strickland in a massive upset. For the first time in a very long time, the former middleweight champ will be competing on a fight night card. His headliner against Imavov in Saudi is an interesting clash from a purely technical perspective, as well as the implications of the outcome on their career trajectories. Stylebender will answer the question whether this is just another case of a declining former champion being fed to a prospect or the beginning of his own win streak back to the top. Here's what he said about the fight with Imavov.
On the way up, when I was coming up, I had guys who were at the top that I had to fight to get my chance, and they gave me my shot. So now I'm in this point of my career. I have to give him a chance. So yeah, he gets to fight Israel Adesanya, and it's the biggest fight of his life. Can he rise to the occasion? We're yet to find out. My job is to make sure he doesn't. And he's a good fighter. He's slick. He mixes his grappling with his striking well. He's got all right footwork. But yeah, this is different. Eh? When you get in there with me, it's a lot different. The moment, can get to some people, but I don't know if he'll get to him before I do.
Jon Jones checks his training partner for going too hard in sparring after what was supposed to be a light session turned into a full-on fight in the gym. One of his main sparring partners in boxing, a Russian heavyweight pro boxer, Leonid Gaethje, revealed the incident that occurred in their gym recently and described the aftermath with Jon confronting him. It's no surprise that at this point of his career, Bones is trying to absorb as little damage as possible. He's often talked about one of his priorities being to have good physical health by the time and after retirement. As he now is approaching the end of his career, the heavyweight champion is paying more attention to maintaining good health while trying to perfectly end his legendary run in this sport. He has even talked about sparring specifically, sharing that while he still thinks that sparring sessions are highly important for maintaining good timing before fights, he is trying to do so more cautiously, minimizing possibility of injury while still getting the most out of it. In an interview with the Russian channel Ushatyka, his teammate revealed an interesting moment with Jones that took place recently in the gym. According to Leonid, during sparring with Jon, he started to turn up heat on the intensity, which led to Jon becoming aggressive as well. And after they were done, Jon took him aside and made sure to let Leonid know that he didn't like that, and warned him to be careful the next time. Here's what Gaethje said, describing the intense sparring session he had with Jones and the aftermath. Quote, "He generally doesn't like to spar hard, and we just had one like that. The thing is, as I am a boxer, and it is a usual thing for us to go hard, I am used to that, and it can be automatic. So, it was a heavy boxing session. I started going hard, and he wasn't backing down, of course. And after we were finished, I saw it on his face that he was irritated at me. And yeah, he took me aside and told me, listen, you know that I don't need or like these types of sparring sessions here. Be careful next time." And I was like, yes, no problem, boss. Whatever you say. And that was it. We resolved it. End quote.